from here. I don't even have to open any book. I'll just be giving the sources that you need to go and read to understand where you are coming from and who your ancestors are. So please don't do that. Okay? God bless you. G Money. Thank you. Hello, G Money. What don't you use it for?
Prof, Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi.
Yeah, Mongbo.
Ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́. Ẹ kú ètò.
Ẹ káàbọ̀. Ẹ ṣé o. Ṣé dáadáa lẹ wà?
Dáadáa la wà.
Meanwhile, sorry, Mr. Lani, I'm going to send you a message. My message missing. I just remember something now. Jimmy, please continue.
Okay. Ẹ ṣé gan. Gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ ṣe, you know, you guys are pulling a lot of you are doing it's a wake up to the people, especially to the Yoruba people, and wake up to the Igbos to go back home and ask their remaining ancestor that is in a gala or that is in a Ibibio, that we know we come from where we've messed up. Please come and tell us our story, because 1 minute they will say they are from Israel. The next, Israel did DNA in 60-something. They took all their Ethiopian people. I don't know that Israel did not have GPS to reach Onitsha to go and
No, they did. They conducted in Nigeria as well. They actually conducted in Nigeria.
Do they carry
and they
them?
came up with it. No, they conducted the DNA test and they said they are not Israelites. They are not Israelis.
Because they don't know where they more one. Got people try to sort again. There are people that like to claim.
Said they are from South Africa.
Àwọn tó yẹ kó sọ story wọn fún wọn. Wọ́n ti wà ní Atlantic Sea, under the sea, wọ́n ti sọ wọ́n sínú omi. So me, I'm not gonna ever go tell me about me. Me, I'll just tell you that it is. Me, I'm not gonna. The only thing is that based on what you've read to us, right? People will see you as always. They should take it. But people coming here without having a fact and throwing jab at you, especially people who did not even have the time, or they did not even have the intellect to challenge you, they will just come and throw something and believe that they can say anything to the house. So that's why sometimes I just write ignore, because these people are non-entity who are just going around, and now they will start apologizing. Because I went to Omobola platform this morning, I saw them coming to apologize for what they've been doing. They are looking for peace. Now I'm telling you, they will soon come, because when we've exposed them, the good thing about us is that we don't touch you, we don't come for you, but don't come for us, because we will expose the truth. We will only say the truth, and the truth might hurt you. And that is what you guys are doing. That is what we are doing here. So for me, no apologies today. They are, like I said before, these people, they are parasites who the British understand that these people, they are people that are looking for power. They are power drunk. They've tasted the honey, and so they are looking for the bee and the queen bee. And the British are looking at them, because when you look at the British, the way they handle it, they look at them like, okay, you guys are all over the place. The Osu class system is there, but that Osu class system even helped them, for them to have a foot, for them to move out. And once they flan out, they realize there's more world, there's more to this thing than where they are in their cave, or where they don't wear clothes, where they, where they eat each other. So they realize that these people, they are in the West, they are modernized people. These are people. So now, because they think that, look at these people that we are not aware they exist, but their civilization has gone far ahead of ours, because we have a system that is like is better than even British democracy, because when British democracy is enacted, they don't even have women to be. It's not some rack and file system of Oyomesi and all those things. We have women that is part of our legislative. But there is people that are not opportunity, that British gave them power. So they now use that and say that we are equal. Equal in what? Equal in what ramification? Equal in history, equal intellectual, or equal even when they even got the power. Even when they say regional system, their leader cannot even compete, cannot even do what Awo is doing. He practiced it for 1 year and he collapsed because this is something they cannot do, or this is something that is alien to them. So now they are now coming. So the remnant of these people that have destroyed the country, that have right from beginning, just as you said, even when Baba will say this is secession should be put in, anything that concerns Yoruba, these people right from inception, just because they realize that, just because British opened their eye to see that there's some ethnic here, or there's a nation here that is close to you, just that Benin is a buffer zone that is blocking you. Now look at these people, they are more advanced than you. So they see each of us as equal because they have few numbers that they can project everywhere. And that is why I find it so hard when you said, Professor Busyi, that when that counter coup of 1966 of is it June or July? No, July, that you said, right? I was thinking, these people, when British left and gave the power to the North elite, right? And these people look at it that, okay, we have our guys in the military, we have our guys in the parastatal, we have our guys in the NRC, in the port, everywhere. The only thing we don't have our guys, that's number one spot. We don't have our guys. Now that they have their guys, within that 6 months, with the intelligence, not tell them that something is going to come up. With the intelligence, because now they have all the power they are looking for. Yet, because now that they have the power, they now, like you said this man missed opportunity to go to the north, to even what the perpetrator of that coup, why did he not bring them to justice and just say, shoot aside, just kill them? Let me rectify this situation and let's give power to these people. But because that is their plan. And you know one thing, if an Igbo man does it, it's okay. But if Yoruba man does it, it's a taboo. If Yoruba man make move of it, it's a crime. Because they realize that these Yoruba people are far ahead. And the only thing to slow them down is to oppose to anything that will make them more far, or that will make them move forward than us, because they realize the pace we are going. Our pace is not of them. We are looking at different people as a yardstick for us in order to move forward. They are looking at us as a yardstick in order for them to move towards us. So our own goal and their own goal is so totally different. And that is why it pains me, whereby these people have the opportunity, they mess it up. Now they are calling if not that you said it today, that the second in command after Agboirosi, I forgot the name that you call him today, that the man tried.
Baba Femi Ogundipe.
Yeah, or Baba Femi Ogundipe, that the man tried. I did not even see. All I could hear is that Ogundipe is supposed to take over. Ogundipe coward. He's a coward. Ogundipe this. I'll say, who the fuck is Ogundipe that they are talking about? Me, I don't know who is Ogundipe. I know that one man died in Badon. A gallant soldier died with the president in Badon. Even the torture.
That one is Fajri.
Yeah, Fajri. Even the torture.
The way you are talking.
No, I'm telling you, even the torture, the beating, the whole thing, I didn't even come across it. I just think that they just arrest them and just, you know the way they did their emir of the premier at that time, the way they just arrest them and just finish them up. I never knew that
they didn't just arrest the premier of the north, though.
So they flogged him too. They beat him.
They didn't flog him, but they opened bullet on that one, you know.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying.
Arrested.
Yeah,
himself, his wife, unalive everybody.
Look, that one death will come quicker. Do you understand?
I get your point.
You get me? But for our own leader, for something we did not know of, what makes you, even though the man said he's not going to back down, forcefully tie him and tie him down. He said this thing. Carry the person that you come to come and deal with. Carry him and deal with it. But our men see that, yet these people will never, they never make mention of all our people. And that time that they're even showing the history of civil war or all these things in NTA, there's a lot of omission that they do. I don't know, maybe intentional. Nigerian people don't want to offend the Igbos. That time when we are watching it on NTA, where they will be showing, especially when it's coming through independent time, where they will be showing Nigerian civil war documentary, all those things. You know, when I was young. But the thing I want to bring out in this thing is that these people know who we are. These people are looking up to us, but because we are in that same environment of Nigeria, they think we are equal. We are the one they are competing with, but we are not. It's like one side, they are running our race for us. We have our own agenda, our own things, but they want to be like us. We don't want to be like Igbo. I've never seen any Yoruba that want to be like Igbo or that want to emulate Igbo. So that is why you will not see them calling on us, bad-mouthing us, bringing us down, telling our children, telling our sisters, calling our people dirty people, calling our people. When they start talking a lot of things, you wonder, what kind of people is this? What kind of people are these people? And when you look at them, these the people that don't have history, that don't have anything to do. So my own little conclusion is that, Igbo brother, if you are here, I said one thing yesterday, if you are not agreeing with us, transformer full of anywhere in Nigeria. If NEPA take light, wait, sit down there. Immediately they bring light, go hug that transformer. Believe me, you will see the Jesus Christ that you have been looking for instantly. And nothing will call. You will just go. Me, I will be in Olubode. I will collect money before you enter. And that is the only thing I'm gonna say. So for Professor Busyi, thank you for enlightening us. Thank you for everything. Olabode, thank you for putting more light and bringing more awareness, because since you've been here, Professor Busyi, I am waiting for one, just one. I keep thinking, or I keep racking it in my brain. Is there no history professor in Igbo land that can come and challenge you with a lot of facts? Because these people know this thing is going on. But why are they not throwing out just one? Just one. So you will know that they know the truth. They silence the truth and they let the half-educated or uneducated one to be spreading the propaganda, soft silencing, to be spreading the propaganda everywhere that Yoruba is this, Yoruba is that, Yoruba is this, Yoruba is that. Yet we are the most liberal people. But this time around now, we are taking our land back. We are taking everything back. We are telling them that, look, this time around, we are ready for you. If it is the south, we are ready for you. We don't have time for all this bigotry that is going on everywhere. Thank you, Professor Busyi, for giving me the time to speak on your platform. Let's go.
LAGBA, thank you so much for being here. Money Bill. Yeah. Let's just go to Mimiola. Good evening.
Yes.
Good evening, Mimiola.
Good evening.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
Your
I'm
name
a man.
is very your name is feminine. I thought it was a woman. Ekalesa.
I want to first of all thank you, and I will relate my own what I want to say. It might become logical. You know, for me, my dad used to tell me things, and when he was telling me those things, I just take it like he was saying things about the war. It's about the Ore and what happened, how a Yoruba man led the army coming from the east. And when it was, I think,
do you mean Ore?
Then he went back, something
Ore.
like even he was unalive. Yes, Ore. Then when the man went back, after he was defeated, and he was being unalived by Ojuku, something like that. And he said that in a, like, being in a painful way, but even like the person cried before dying, things like that. Then he also mentioned things about our history, but he says those things, I just take it literally. But now hearing it from you with sources now make everything hit home. And when we talk about these people we're talking about, I think to me is more of a genetic thing, because when I look at them and the way they do, even with certain facts to their face, they don't agree. They tend not to follow, and that's why you could see it could be easy. Like in a Yoruba setting, let's say one man decides to even rally his people for war, you will see certain fraction of other people trying to say, no, let's don't do it this way. There will be like different people with different opinion against it. But with them, one person can easily, they follow suit on one trajectory or just one thing. That is why you could see a whole region could not, no one could reason with Ojukwu at the time, and every one of them decide, okay, it's war is wartime. And even now, when you try to reason with them, the same mentality. Even me growing up, I have Igbo friends. I could see that thing in them, that ability not to be able to be more logical. Yoruba people, we have this ability sometimes to sit down, reason things. We are not rigid, we are dynamic. And I think that is what we need to even see with them. Even when you give them facts now, you give them evidence, they will still keep saying things that you wonder, how do these people reason? And that is why you look at it now, they keep saying what they say, but nothing is happening about looking at their region. You keep asking them, you do have governors, you have people, what is wrong with you not developing your area with, even, let's say you want to go, if people can see what you are doing, you say, these people, they could be great on their own, let's let them go because they deserve, but nothing, they are doing nothing, but they keep focusing on looking for people to blame as the reason for whatever it is that is wrong with them. And we know everything is general, it's happening to everyone. So to me, I think when you also mentioned something about certain people in their area saying their, is it damage from due to the war? I can't try to remember that. It's not even about the war. I think
Permanently intellectually retarded. That was
good.
from the Owanes Indigbo at Oputa panel.
Yes, and that is not even a part of the war. I think it's part of their makeup. It's a genetic makeup. They need to look at it very well. Yes.
No, they said it's the war that caused it to
If they can claim that is, they claim things to be as a result of things. It's not before the war. It's their nature that make them go to war.
They said no.
They
said it's only 2 million people. They didn't say
yes,
the entire
and
people are like
that
that.
nature is still what is making them drag what they are dragging now. They need to look inward. Is a problem. We've been drawn together, but there's a big problem. They don't reason logically.
Jesus Christ, man.
So to me, I think we just need to be wise. Just like what they are saying this morning, that some of them are trying to apologize. So when I joined that live today, this morning, and I saw it, and I was surprised. I said, am I on TikTok? What is happening here? It's like after all the old dragging and batching, but no evidence, nothing to back this same story. You see someone come even speaking. What pains me is when you see those who claim to be knowledgeable or speak well, and they want to talk, and at the end you're expecting that this person should have something to say, should have something to back it up. Nothing. He's just speaking from his own mind, nothing else to back it up. Nothing. And they will say things like, you'll be so shocked. So to me, I don't know where we'll go from here with them. It's a pity we are in that boat. So we see where this boat takes us. But it's just for me, I'm happy to now see that what I've been told or been explained to, even talking about our history, that I didn't pay attention to. There are many things to back it up. We have proof, and that is what I say. A tribe that has been developed for centuries, that have their own makeup, even evidence to how they've developed. You that are coming up from no source that is being helped, even by certain people to come up, you want to now think that race is what you want to face. You will keep facing it, and you won't climb. If they don't try to work on themselves, trying to look for someone to blame, they will keep doing the same thing and don't learn. So that I won't say too much. I'll just thank you for your work and the information you keep giving to us, and for us to know what we know now.
Thank you very much. I think somebody just come up. Please mute. Please mute. Jesus is great. Are you in main
So
market?
let me say something. Please.
Okay.
So someone asked that why what of the intellectuals amongst them? Let me make it clear. Like so, there was a day I wanted to talk about the Osuka system. And I promise you, I wanted to. So I don't use the Osuka system to. I don't degrade people with that. I don't believe in it. But I wanted to discuss that system because in books, there are many caste systems in the world. There's the caste system, I think, in Mali. There's caste system in India. Nigeria's caste system. So I wanted to discuss it solely from the standpoint of solely from an intellectual position. Like that's all. Nothing. And I learned that day, to be honest. But what we did on K&K that time was bring a professor, like a very accomplished professor, let's be fair. And we brought him, Bright Alioze, we brought him to the platform to discuss that particular issue. And I kid you not, right? And then Igbo people were with me on the stage, right? Talking to me on the stage. Now, mind you, Igbo people are part of the moderators, so it's not like I'm moderating in isolation, right? Now, the way they hounded one, every single person that moderated with me that day was astounding. But it was the fact that some of my friends who I knew to be strong men, very strong-headed individuals, were brought to apologizing.
Those people disturbing you on Twitter now. The
No,
twins?
yeah, the Keneke, he's even not. He is like a guy. I like him,
He's more
but
headed than
like
Ogaki.
we have positions where we don't agree, but we can discuss it. But the thing is, as strong as he is, and he's very stubborn. As stubborn as he was, they brought every one of them to their knees. It was more like they called like an umuna. I don't know if you guys know what they call an umuna, right? They called all of them to the stage, and they started flogging them, like verbally, including the professor. Like, so now think about it. If they could do that online, think about what they would do offline and the power they have offline. So it's quite that was quite informative to me, right? It's the people who go against the grain are like they would risk it all. They would risk it all. That's one. Two, you could be risking your life. It is that bad. If you go against the grain, you could be risking your life. And I think I understand why some of their intellectuals either don't dabble into this issue at all or would often take their side. Because the moment you go out and you go against the grain, you are in soup. Whatever you lay your hands on would most likely not prosper. So I think I would actually I would be empathetic in that sense to them instead of, do you get what I mean?
Yeah, but I think I would. This is what I would say, right? I would say that, say you're an intellectual, you have a duty to the people, and I think the way to do it is not to necessarily tell them, "You guys don't know anything. Let me teach you what it is." It's by gently explaining the facts of history. And the truth is, it's when they become elders, some of them begin to say, in fact, there's an interview that I was watching the other day where the person was saying, would you lie to us? It was there with them. I'm talking about someone over 80. It's easier to learn from people like that because they were there and now they can say anything they want to say. You can't do anything to them. But if you're younger, I think what the intellectuals have to know that they have a duty to the people. They have a duty to the people. Ekesin, if you intend to speak here, please stop being unruly in the comment section. They have a duty to the people to present the events the way those things happened. That's one. Number two, if you don't want to do that, maybe you should just not do anything. And this is the crazy part. There's a book called Chinua Achebe, Teacher of Light. That book was written by Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala and some other guy. And in that book, she was repeating things, lies. And what I said about it, by the way, when I was reviewing that book, I said, listen, I want to believe that she's a victim of propaganda. And I'll quickly tell you what it is. I've said it before here. The book is Chinua Achebe, Teacher of Light. Somebody say I'm lying. I'm telling you a book. Instead of you to want to check, you want to tell you the page again. I don't want to open anything to tell you, but look for that book. You'll find it there. And then look for the other one. There Was a Country by Chinua Achebe. And what both of them said was totally different from what Awo said, but they have used this as a basis to justify the anger of the Igbos against the Yoruba people. And they are supposed to be the cream de la cream of the society. And so on one hand, I'm giving grace, like, listen, maybe this person doesn't even know. Maybe they've been told this thing over and over again. It's propaganda. They didn't even bother to ask, because if you ask, if I tell you 1 billion people died in the East and you say, ow, that means that you're a bad person. So they didn't even bother asking. So I'll give them that grace. However, maybe they shouldn't regurgitate the nonsense that has been passed on. There's a man called Ajiluchuku who wrote about what happened between the 6th and the 7th of May 1967. He was in the meeting with Ojukwu and Awolowo and many people were there. I remember their names. It's not that book. There were many there, and they have a transcript. I have a transcript of the meeting for those 2 days. And he said, Ajilochukwu said, there was no mention of this thing that everybody keeps saying that Awo said, and that he was there in the meeting. And so you begin to wonder, why do people then spread that thing, even though they have a degree or they have degrees like thermometers, and they still don't know that? And I'll say this, and I'll let the mic go to Ekesin. Listen, I give grace to the Igbos because I know that, to be honest, a lot of us do not know what really happened. We just know what we were told. But if a person goes through the trouble of saying, you know what, I'm going to bring sources from everywhere, including the Igbo sources. I'm going to put everything together. I'm going to study those things. I'm going to go through the trouble of studying these things. And then I'm going to come here and say, let's compare these things and let's think about it. How did this happen? Look at the timelines, look at what we've not known before from this other book, and then we discuss all those things. Instead of you to calm down to say, okay, tell me the source, I'm going to interrogate your sources, I want to be sure that you're correct, then I'm going to see if I can find superior arguments. Instead of you to do that, you jump and do the easiest thing. And the easiest thing is to be stupid. To look at a person and say, you are lying, you are lying, you are lying. Based on what? Based on the fact that it doesn't make you feel good. You are literally rubbishing the work that it took, not just to study, but to actually be able to piece things together and have sessions like this. It's not about shouting the person is lying. I could be wrong. But guess what? You have no proof that I am wrong. And I am not wrong because I'm not even making any statement just based on what I think. I'm making statements based on the facts of history as highlighted by people from every side, not just from Yoruba or from every side. What you have done is you have heard stories. I said something the other day. The pain that you have is valid. The people who told you those stories, I've said it, if we decide to conduct lie detector test, they would pass, because as far as they're concerned, they're not lying. That's what they've come to believe. But the question is this: what they believe, where does that thing come from? That thing is coming from the same place where weapon of mass destruction came from in the American propaganda against Iraq. It's a propaganda. America said it. Tony Blair said it in the UK. There's weapon of mass destruction in Iraq. We want to go and destroy everywhere. Saddam Hussein is a threat. They did what they wanted to do. Years later, we discovered that there was nothing like that. So what do we do in 2025? Do we keep lying to ourselves that there was indeed a weapon of mass destruction in Iraq? Or should we say George W. Bush lied? So the question is, as far as Biafran war is concerned, should we keep saying every single thing we were told by Radio Biafra is correct, or Uche Chukwumereje was wrong, Oko condemned Chinua Achebe, Cyprian Ekwensi, and definitely Odumi Gojuku did certain things that we see in all materials, and we can tell, and the only people who support the things he did are majorly three people: himself, Achebe, and Frederick Forsyth. You read Njoku's book. Njoku is Igbo. Hilary Njoku was the head of the Biafra military. Read his book. Madebo is Igbo. Ajulochukwu is Igbo. You read books by N.U. Akpan, for instance, who was the secretary of the Eastern Nigeria and later Biafra military government. He was the secretary of that government. Read his book. He was in the room. I wasn't there. You were not there. He was there. Larry Njoku was there. Graham Douglas, Nabo Graham Douglas, who is from Abonema, River State. He was the Attorney General of Eastern Region. He was there. Read their books, then decide. Elechi Amadi that wrote Sunset in Biafra, he was there. Nobody is here just to say this person is good, that person is bad. It's like based on this, and that, the decision that this person made was bad. The mistake that you guys make is that you assume that once somebody says one person did something wrong, they are saying that the entire ethnic group is dumb. What you're doing is to assume it's not even immortality. You are assuming divinity, like this thing where there's infallibility in our genes. It's nonsense. And that's what makes you angry. You are angry because, number one, you are seeing that somebody in your group did something wrong. And the elders from your group have conducted, I have videos for days. They've had interviews, they've written books. You haven't read those books because maybe you don't know, or because you just heard the things that people have said. Now, the things your parents said, those things, they believe those things. You believe those things. But the question is, where is it coming from? It's coming from a systematically implemented propaganda plan. And they've said it over and over again. And I've said it several times. Ekesin, I'm going to speak very soon. If you are Igbo, understand the fact that I am actually on your side. I think that when you talk in Nigeria, you sound weak. You sound like you're second class, and you say, why are you talking to me like I'm a second class citizen? Even if nobody has said it. You sound like you're a victim of the system. And then we're like, I'm marginalized. Where is the marginalization? You can't say it. Listen to me. 1949. Azikiwe gave a speech at the Igbo World Congress. In that speech, before independence, Azikiwe invoked that thing of they haven't done anything for us in the East or in Igbo land. Ojukwu invoked that same statement in 1968. It's the same thing it's the same rhetoric that Kanu, what's his name? Kanu. The point is not that what they're saying is true. The point is that what they're saying will rile you up and will get you to think that every other person around you is your enemy. Meanwhile, these are your friends. Your enemy is the one who is lying to you to get you to hate your friends. And I'll end by saying there's something Olabode said here. We were here watching the video interview of Philippe Effiong. Look at himself. Look at all the officers. Did any one of them look like they were starving? All the soldiers, doctors, lawyers, architects, everybody who was an intellectual or who was useful to Ojukwu, soldiers, all of them had enough to eat. You have family members who probably had issues with starvation. But the question is, have you ever asked how? Have you read Goldstein's work? Start with his letter. If you read all these things, you'll come to the same conclusion like, listen, Igbos are humans. You read Kirk Green, for instance, AHM Kirk Green was talking in Crisis and Conflict in Nigeria. How, yes, the programs happened in the North and it was terrible. But you see a situation where Ojukwu would take one number and keep inflating and inflating and inflating. And you believe it. You believe it because you think he's telling you the truth. Unbiased observers from different sides are telling you that this guy is lying. A person says during the program that between 7,000 and 8,000 people were unalived in the north. At the end of the program, by the way. 2 months later, this same person is telling the world that the 7 to 8,000 people are not 7 to 8,000 people, they are 10,000 people. 4 months after, in May, he said it wasn't 10,000, it was 30,000. A couple of weeks afterwards, when he had the IHRA declaration, he said there were 50,000. And Kirk Green is saying, I'm sorry, it's Kirk Green and John DeSanjo. They said this guy is inflating numbers anyhow. Now, you don't know what that does to you. It affects your psyche. You are thinking, how did they unalive so many people? That's number one. What they did not tell you is this: number one, like I said, one person dying is one too many. Nobody should be unalive at all. But you cannot be inflating figures anyhow. Because what it does is that it makes your descendants think that they are less than the other people, that their lives mean nothing. But guess what? The other part is this: they also haven't told you what your people did to the north. Our Northerners were unalive. Over 630 Northerners were unalive in Onitsha alone. 30 in Enugu. People were unalive in their homes, in Aba, in Umuahia, in Port Harcourt, in Oboluafo, on the way, in buses. One happened around Imo River in Port Harcourt. 2,000 people in a train. All the adult male were unalive and thrown in the Imo River. I didn't even say this. It's in a book, Nigerian Civil War by John DeSanjo. How do you have that story and you say, I am a victim? Or you go and read them, Sunset in Biafra, and you read about things that were done to Eastern minorities. The point is not to blame you. You were not even there. The point is to say that you cannot take on the pain that you did not even experience, that was passed to you through propaganda. You can't take that on and use that to blackmail other Nigerians. It is not going to work anymore. If they say no to it, they don't hate you, they just groan. And if growing based on information and knowledge and accessible information that we all have, if that growth makes you feel that people hate you, then you are the one who needs some growing to do. You need to do some growing. And when you grow up too, and I don't care how old people are, if you must have a saying, you cannot be older than what you are ignorant of. You can be 57,000 years old. If you don't know this thing, you don't know it. So please, the conversations have nothing to do with, people are here saying, oh, he's lying, he's lying. Read one book, you will not read it. It's as if book is kryptonite. Once you touch it, you start shaking like you're about to die. Because there's no way Gaius would have you don't have an atom. The only thing that exists in that brain of yours, Gaius, is air. It's absolutely empty. I wonder how you're able to conduct yourself in this life.
No, if there's air, something will be responsible for carrying information. It's a vacuum.
Maybe that's
it's a vacuum. It's a vacuum. I promise you, it's a vacuum. If there's air would be responsible for carrying information, but it's a vacuum. I promise you, it's that bad.
Jesus said something. He said, you dance in the streets. They said, no, you play flute. He said, what exactly do you want to do for these people that will make them happy? I mean, you are having conversations. You're not saying your father, your mother. You're saying, look at this book. You still come and say people are lying. Meanwhile, you and your parents have never read anything apart from YORUBA label. The only other thing, when you YORUBA label, your dad was probably reading receipts, savings papers. That's the only thing you know. We're referring to stuff. You are telling people that they're lying. Tell us something better. You don't know anything else. I think that people that even go gentle and talk about book, maybe you think that we are dumb. By the time you get some fire for fire, your head will calm down. ESIN, you can go on and speak, but just get it now. Nobody's here to denigrate you. I mean, that's not the purpose of these conversations. We're discussing history. We're looking at what has happened. We want to make sure that we have a better nation, but we're not going to build that nation based on lies. We're not going to build it on lies and propaganda and blackmail and gaslighting. We need to know what happened so that when we have conversations, let's talk as equals. You are not lesser than any other. You're not less than any other human being in Nigeria. You are a citizen of Nigeria. There's nothing happening to you that is so grand. Sorry, let me just mute this point. Mute this point, because at this point I'm going to insult you, and I won't stop there. I might get your parents. I want to respect the remaining modicum of honor that your dad probably has. So let me just mute you guys. I'm saving you. I'm saving your entire ethnicity the shame. So the point is that if you look through history, you come to the same conclusion. Like, listen, this man messed up. We've talked about people in Yoruba land and say, oh, this person made a mistake. He shouldn't have gone this way. Even the person that I consider an eternal hero as far as Yoruba politics is concerned, as far as politics is concerned from Yoruba point of view, eternal hero, Awo. I'm able to sit down and say, Papa made the mistake here. He should have done this here. Because guess what? If I cannot identify the mistakes he made, that means I'm going to repeat every mistake he made. How do you think Tinubu was able to become the president of Nigeria? Because where Awo failed, he succeeded. He worked with the North. I'm not talking about NEPU. I'm talking NPC, the one that you don't like. What every generation does is to learn from the mistakes of the past generation, and then you build something. What you guys are doing is to make excuses for the mistakes of the past generation, thereby repeating it and creating a vicious cycle of mistakes and terrible history. The guy has gone down. You're not ready for this kind of conversation. Trust me. If, and I'll say this, if I can, I mean, this small me can analyze Awo and say, Baba Sheba, Baba was great here, made a mistake here. If, 1 second, if I can have conversation and say, Jesus, should I come up? Lord, I will let you come up. Just hold on. Don't worry, you will soon speak. I wanted you to speak the other time, but Shekosi. If I, with the little information I have, can sit down and analyze Awolowo and his political activities and see some errors so that I can make it better, not so that I can denigrate him, by the way, so that I can build on it. Who exactly are you not to be able to see the errors in Ojukwu that everybody has seen, including your own elders? And if somebody tells you he lied here and will tell you the truth from another source, and like I said, there are only 2 people that constantly corroborate Ojukwu in books. I mean, there are other books in 1 or 2 places, but there is a constant corroboration in Achebe's book and in Frederick Forsyth's book. And what you notice is that they are his pals. If a person now tells you that, you will say, I read book. Which book you read? I read that there was a country. I read Biafra story. I read the things you are reading things from one angle that makes you look as if you are the sole victim of everything. That is not how life works. You perpetuated, well, maybe not you, your elders were unalived, but they also unalive people. It just means they are human beings. Ekesin, you can go on now.
Okay, thank you. Okay, bro. Today is my first time coming across your platform, okay? Because I was scrolling through my TikTok and I come across this live broadcast. Going through the comment section and what those that are talking, that whatever they are saying, I saw most of hatred against the Igbos. And based on your own,
were you not the one writing Yariba in the comment section?
No, because I come across this all this lantern of Igbos, these Igbos dominating.
But you also wrote Yariba. You wrote Yariba. You said you own everywhere. You said you go to be on me. You were giving it to each other. I was looking at you now. You did it to each other.
Yeah. The Yariba, excuse me. The Yariba name is not a name of an insult to a Yoruba nation. Okay, Yariba is a name. Even what is his name? What is his name? How did they call this guy? Let me not go for it again, because the Yoruba is not a name that I would say is an insult to a Yoruba nation. Yoruba name is like
hold on. I've heard you.
Yes,
you said,
okay.
Wait now.
Yeah, okay.
You say Yoruba is not an insult. So would it be okay for me to tell you that? Wait, I heard you. Would it? Sorry, the noise is too much. Would it be okay for me to tell you that according to Igbo English Dictionary, the word Igbo means slave? Would that be okay?
No, the word Igbo is not a slave. Do you understand?
I'm not saying according to you. Hold on. I'm not thinking. I don't really care about your opinion. I'm saying based on Igbo English Dictionary, would it be fair, since you say your Yoruba is not an insult, would it also be fair to tell you the meaning of Igbo?
Do you know that the pronunciation of words is different from the written ones? Do you understand? The vowels, the consonants. I don't think you know where you are. What I'm trying to... What do you say?
I said, I don't think you know where you are.
The full meaning... full meaning of Igbo, you understand? The full meaning of Igbos is an ancient people. You understand?
That meaning just
So
that
if
meaning
you are
came out.
maybe
That meaning came out in the
inclining
last
Igbo
few
to
months.
maybe
By the way.
to
Asian people came out in the last few months.
no, is it? No, it's a lie. It's a lie that Asian people come
Give me a
because
source.
by the main
Give me a
explanation of Igbos,
Give me
you
a source
understand?
for the name.
Yeah, well, I will give you because like you can pronounce a name with a Yoruba name, right? And you can explain it
Give
with your
me a
Yoruba
source.
intonations.
Where can
By
I
the
find what you are
pronunciation
saying?
of my, like you can say Igbo. If you want to write it, it will be. It seems like the same spelling with Igbo, but by the main
Sorry,
meaning
Ekesin.
is an India
Ekesin.
hem or marijuana.
Ekesin.
So what I'm like
Ekesin.
trying to say,
Hold on. Can you hear me? Okay, hold on.
yeah.
You see how much it has taken you to explain something that is actually wait though. You see how much it has taken you
Just give
some
the source or you tear
man.
down. This is not a bare
Who is
parlor place.
no, Jimony, please.
Okay?
No, Jimony, please hold on. Man, that noise is disturbing, please. It's actually you will speak, Ekesin. I just want to tell you something. It's funny how you spend so much time to debunk a claim that I can literally give you like 3 sources, the meaning of the word and not about something else, but the people, right? What the word means or what and who called them that word and how many groups saw them as that. I don't want to do it. The reason I asked you that question is because you said Yariba is not an insult. I didn't even say it's an insult. I was just asking you if you think that's how to pronounce the name. You say it's not an insult. So the question is, I could call you a slave now. It wouldn't be an insult. I could call you an osu. It would be an insult because it's your own reality. The difference between myself and you is that if I were to say anything, and I'm not saying it, but if I were to go that route, I will have sources to show you like where your ethnicity came from, right? But I don't want to do that. But the way to ensure that that doesn't happen is that you also don't go around calling people Yariba, especially when you know who they are. And then you now come up and say, I saw them in the comment section, they're insulting me. You also insulted them. So if you want to talk about something else, talk, but leave that Yariba thing because it's not going to end well for you. So say whatever you want to say. Hopefully you can talk about why you actually came up and stop playing victim because you are giving to each other in the comment section. So go on. You can unmute now.
Okay, let me go forward to my own analysis. Based on what you earlier said that about Yariba, I'm sorry that I want to dip in a bit on it. You know, there is a certain things that someone will say. You understand? The person is the person.
All right, it's been a wonderful session this evening. We've been here for a bit. We've been talking about the history of secession, and I think we've covered a lot of ground. We've talked about Ojugo's claims and the counterclaims as well. And so I'm thinking we might still revisit this next week, so the thing about the Civil War is that a lot of things have happened, a lot of things have been said. So there'll be another session where we would just take all the propaganda goes for days. Like there are different speeches. Every speech he made certain claims. But we'll address the claims, one by one. However, I think also I'd like to, get into conversations about June 12th. So that we're going to start that next week. Tomorrow, so normally we meet Mondays to Fridays, 1 p.m. Ife time, West African time. Tomorrow, I may or may not come up, depending. And if I do, probably very briefly. But I want to thank everybody who has been part of today's conversation, every speaker, everyone who has come up, Jimony Bill, Mimi Olabote, and those who were here earlier. Everyone in the comment section, I appreciate you. Thank you for making the live work. I mean, you're tapping and typing and sharing and liking and commenting. They do help a lot. Thanks to those who joined the team as well. And if you haven't joined, please click on the art icon beside busyi, and that's where you can join the team. You drop a heart to me every time you open, and that helps the live get on the FYP. So I want to appreciate everyone. And thanks to the gifters, those who have supported. Thank you quickly. Those who support and help us go on with the live. I want to appreciate you. And also, thanks to those who are sponsoring the upcoming project. We're working on a podcast project, and we have some people who are showing interest. If you would like to be part of them, please reach out to me in the DMs. All I did is just your WhatsApp number. And the reason I'm asking for that is because of what we're going to do. There's a community much later. So please send me a message and I'll send you the details and how you can be part of the project. We're going to be getting into production, editing, and things like that. So, Skip, yes, please. Thank you, Oguntoye. So yes, Skip, thank you. Just send me, please send a DM, right? And then we'll take it from there. Then I'll just get your information and send those things to you. Also, so we have a Telegram group called Redomi Realm. The link is on my bio, but it's a very Yoruba-centric group. So we also now have a second one called Redomi Global, which anybody, regardless of who you are, you can join. And the reason we don't bring it to Redomi Realm is because a lot of things going on there is based on, because when we started that stuff was because we're discussing Yoruba history, and we're still going to be discussing Yoruba history with time, but for now we're discussing Nigeria history more. So if you're not Yoruba, you may not like what is being done there, to be honest. So please check Redomi Global. That's REDOMI Global, GLOBAL on Telegram, and you can join the community. Why is that important? Because some of the materials that we discuss here, we put them there, and so you can take advantage. You can skip. If it's Rabadis, I would say we should join now. It's not meant, it's basically, if I say something and maybe it's something I can share, there's some books I cannot share, maybe hard copy and things like that, but if it's a material like a paper or like the one we shared today, the white paper by the Western Caucus of NCNC in 1964, we put it there. So there are certain papers that you can access if you join. I'm going to write it in the comment section, Sanjay, so that it will be easy for people to see. So please, if you want to be part of that, well, if you need, excuse me, if you need that particular document that we talked about yesterday, it's already there. That's the link, and then this is the one for the Yoruba one. Very soon you're gonna have to, if you want to join the Yoruba stuff, sorry, the Redomi Realm, you need to send myself or Tiwalola a message on TikTok so you will know who you are. Because before we did used to do that, but it's got that some people wanted to cause wala. Also, please, if you are joining these Telegram channels, please, it's not an opportunity to be demean or speak down on any group, right? It's just a place for us to share information and share ideas. So please, let's not use it as a way to start bashing people. And no fights. God bless you. And if you have other sources as well that you think can help, please feel free to also, there's a section for learning materials, learning resources. You can put it there. Ekesin, I'm not, so the way, I think you are used to people pampering you, and they pamper you and leave you in the gutters. I'm taking you out of the dirt. I'm washing you. And because you are so dirty and the dirt have caked on your body, it's painful. But don't worry, I'm washing. It's water. I'm not hurting you intentionally. So if you just stay for a bit, you come out clean, and you will not believe that you're the same person that was, dirty based on the fact that you were raised in the gutters. Right. So what
Jesus
I'm doing right now
Christ.
is I'm washing you, I'm helping you.
Jesus
And I finish
Christ is a
cleaning you up
Christian.
by the grace of God.
You
Even
mean
you,
Kingsman?
you love yourself.
You mean Kingsman pig something? Huh? Busyi.
What'd you say?
I said you mean Kingsman pig something?
I hope so. I hope so. At least maybe the ladder of the soap touched his body somewhere, because there's no way he just came here to insult all of us, and that's
So
really
apart from
impossible.
that, so when people say, oh, let me discuss the history, please come with sources, please come with references. Like you were talking about the book, right? And I said, oh, let me quickly check my book because I have the similar book. And remember, when I would reference people like Ekundayo for like data, I would say, oh, I have this book called A History of an Economic History of Nigeria. Let me check Ekundayo. I have this book called the Biafra story. Let me check it. I have this book called this. Bring books. Bring books. The only book many of you would bring, there are 4 books you would rely on. You will rely on 5 majors. You rely on
Bengbule.
you rely on Bengbule. You rely on Biafra
Frederick
story,
Forsyth.
or Ojuku. Then you rely
Emeka.
on There Was a Country. Those are the things you like. And the thing is, the number of books that have been written on the Civil War and on the coup, they're like 200, because I keep searching and seeing new books that I've never seen in my life. Some of them are even as expensive as £500. So buy those things and then read them, bring them, challenge people, make people go with information.
They should even challenge me. Challenge me. Let me go and look for that other book that you want to come and use. Challenge me.
Make people
just come here and be talking.
Make people think, oh my God, how did I miss that information? Or how did I get that? Let me learn. Now, then don't ask stupid questions like, have you watched the interview by Amadou Bello? Everybody and their Kingsmen has watched that interview. Stop. If you're talking to people with feeding bottle, know that you're talking to people with feeding bottle. Like, go and bring things that matter. Don't be bringing silly things, please. It's like, oh, have you read the book have you watched the video by Amadou Bello? Everybody and their Kingsman, their grandmothers, grandfathers watch it. So I don't know what that's teaching us. Like, please bring things so that you can push back, like real pushback with facts, And I'm sure even if people debate you, the funny thing about debate is that a person that is really an intellectual would prefer a strong debate, right? Because it makes the person work harder.
Absolutely. It challenges you. Yes.
Yeah, so please just help yourself. Anyways, thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Program, the presenter is about to downgrade. So when I mentioned the fact that thousands of people were unalived in the north, and I used the data that all the observers and everybody, all the scholars have agreed on, that they said it's between 7 and 8,000, but Kirky Green said he would rather round it up to 10,000 than to round it down. And every other person agrees with him. It makes, for you, I'm downgrading what you went through. I'm not acknowledging your pain by going with what sensible human beings think. I have to mention the unstable numbers given by somebody that you like that went from 8,000 to 10,000 to 30,000 to 50,000 of the same event that happened months before. And you think I'm denigrating. Don't you think that you are the one who is denigrating your entire ethnic group right now? You're making everybody look at you like you're not thinking. You guys don't understand how this thing affects children. Sincerely. Since you don't understand how this thing affects children. Look at you. You grew up like this. So what will happen to your children? They grow up with lies. Are you not even, just think, for the sake of your children, search for information. Maybe at least you can pass healing to them instead of the pain. And like I always say, you are strong. You're not stronger. You are very weak. Whatever makes you tell a person I am stronger means you're weak. Because there's no reason to tell me you are strong. It's like me going everywhere and say I'm rich, I have more money than you. Actually, the person that talks like that doesn't have anything in his pocket. Check his bank account. The point is that I think, and I'm going to end on this note, I believe that every Nigerian, as far as in the context of Nigeria, everyone is equal. Everyone has the same brain. However, some people don't use it. I hope you use yours. People don't use theirs. And if you use yours, understand, you passed through fire and came out stronger. Oh, congratulations. But my question is, did you even know why you went through the fire? Because there's no way people go to school and the only thing they can tell you in their life is about what happened. What happened? I went through fire and came out stronger. Okay. How did that thing happen? Why did it happen? Who was responsible for it? Ask questions. And I'll tell you why. The reason is that jealous. Sorry, I thought I was talking to a human being. Sorry, I'm sorry. Ekesin, na me mess up. Sorry. Jealous of what? Jealous of stupidity. The point is that if you don't ask these questions, you're going to repeat the mistakes of your ancestors. Referring to Amadou Bello, I think Amadou Bello's interview was a brilliant interview. And I'll tell you this, the nationalization policy was a brilliant strategy. And if your people had something to protect, they would do exactly the same thing. And by the way, that's the reason in the eastern Nigeria, the Igbos held sway. And that's the reason in the Midwest, the Igbos, although they were the minority group, they had 40% of the posts in the civil service. And it was not because they were more educated than other people, because other Westerners who became Midwesterners had studied in schools and they could have filled those positions. But Dennis Osadebe was the premier of the Midwest. You did it to people. You are not a victim. I don't know. And I'm not saying this to insult you. I'm telling you that rise up. Let's motivate ourselves. You are not a victim. You did it in Yoruba land, by the way, in Federal Civil Service. It was nepotism galore. And guess what? People have forgotten it and moved on. You tend to bring these things up because you think you're going to be able to somehow get people to show some empathy based on blackmail. It ain't gonna happen. Like, nobody is doing that anymore. So if you have any more questions that make sense, please ask. But all these things of we were beating, should that go and call the people that you beat as well? And we've said it. The things that happen to you, they are regrettable. They shouldn't have happened. But the numbers that you're banding about, we reject those numbers because they are lies. If you think you cannot have if you cannot understand two different things at the same time, then you need to have your brain checked. Sanjay, please go on. And we're about to close, by the way. We're meeting.
Thank you.
We
Thank you
might be
for
here
allowing me
tomorrow
to speak.
afternoon.
Thank you for
Welcome,
allowing
sir.
me to speak. I want to speak about Amadou Bello interview. I have watched that interview on so many occasions, and for me, I don't think anything is wrong with what that man said. No, I don't think anything is wrong because he's speaking for his own people in his own territory, in which the people has voted for him to represent them. So it is mandatory that he serve his people, and that's how things are everywhere you go. That's how things are. I have in South Africa where I live, it's South African first. It's South African first. If you apply for a job and then they called you for an interview, it's South African first. In fact, in their policy, they will only employ you when they do not have a South African that can do the job. It's like that in Botswana. It's like that in every other place.
Sanjay, it's like that in Anambra State. Anambra State, where this man, I don't know whether he came from there, but it's one of those 5 states. He's like that in Anambra State. If you're not an indigene, you are not considered. This
Yes.
one is not even about first or second. You are not considered. Let's stop all this victim nonsense. Please continue, Sanjay.
I thank God I am a senior lecturer in one of the top universities in South Africa. You know, they advertised the job the first time. They didn't see a South African that is qualified enough. They advertised it again. They did not see. It was on the third time that they called me and said, come and take the job. You understand what I'm saying now? It is like that even in America. It is like that in England, in Botswana, in everywhere. So I don't understand how people will now feel like what he says is wrong. In fact, as a matter of fact, it is religion that is making people to be very stupid these days. And if you read through Quran, if you read through Bible very well, it doesn't support stupidity. It does not support stupidity. There is no place you will read in the Bible where it says that you should love your neighbor more than yourself. It says you should love them to yourself. So why will you now ignore your neighbor and pick somebody else when your neighbor is there?
So those are the kind of things that they go around, rhetoric, they go around saying, using religion to capture people. They'll say what you are doing, does God love it? Does God also ask you to be stupid? You know, it is like that everywhere. And for me, I don't see anything wrong with what Amadou Bello says. It's not operating in any other place. It's operating within his jurisdiction. His people voted for him. He's speaking to his people, and he's representing his people. So there's nothing wrong in it. Thank you very much. But
busyi, I beg, no vex. So I think two of you committed a cardinal sin. And I tell you where. No, you did. I tell you where. So he talked about Amadou Bello interview, and you guys rushed to explain, oh, I like it. There's nothing wrong with it. I think you should have started from what position does Amadou Bello occupy? You see, this thing I'm telling you is a real life thing that I did on Twitter. Someone said, oh, Amadou Bello was wrong. Now, do I like the fact that I made the statement? No, right? But when the person said, oh, Amadou Bello was wrong, I said, well, what position does he occupy? It was like, wasn't he like president of Nigeria? That's the point. That's the point. What position do these guys think Amadou Bello occupied? I bet you many of them think it was a Nigerian-based position. So they are judging him not as the premier of the North. Now, the statement is not a statement I like, right? But it's a statement that I understand. Do you get what I mean? Two different things. I don't like it. It's not, I don't like the fact that he says it. But I understand it. And why do I understand it? Because if you're talking of today, well, I would actually prefer it to be Yoruba people first, other people follow. In the context of Nigeria.
Do you know why it's important to have expatriates before Nigerians? Because expatriates have no entitlement mentality.
Yeah, and they do not have a stake. So you are coming here as a mercenary, doing a job, and you are
then you're out.
Exactly. So I get it. It's not a statement I like. I don't like it. Because I don't like it in the context of other things Amadou Bello has done, including the fact that he got involved with Operation Wet here. Do you get what I mean? It's understanding that he won't protect region here, but other people's region must. Do you get what I mean?
Must be destroyed. Yes.
Do you get what I mean? So I don't like it in the context of who Amadou Bello was, but in the context of representing his people, keeping the things for his people, I understand it. Because he will go to Jubole, told you take care of your house. And let's not be silly. There was a Federal Railway Corporation in Enugu, like a Federal Railway Corporation head office in Enugu. Majority of the people there were Igbos. Now,
the one in Lagos. Please, can I ask you a question? What do you mean when you say that you understand? Because for me, I want to believe that there should be a certain way things should be done. So what do you mean?
Sanjay? Sorry, Sanjay, were you talking about the part of the expatriates or just the general thing you said?
No, I'm talking about the general thing now, not in the part of the general thing now.
Okay.
Because Yoruba náà lówe o pé a lè wá ní ìbẹ̀pẹ̀ ká má rí ìbẹ̀pẹ̀ jẹ. So I'm trying to understand how what do you mean by that understanding? Because
I'm saying I don't like the statement in the context of what Amadou Bello represents in itself, but I understand the statement in the context of he is a premier of the northern region, not premier of Nigeria. So Amadou Bello, if it was today, is not responsible for Olabode. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Amadou Bello is not responsible for Olabode. Obafemi Awolowo and Akintola would be responsible for Olabode. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay, so I get you now. Okay.
while it's not a statement I don't like the statement. I understand the statement. Do you get? I don't need to, like, for me to, like, I don't need to like everything I understand, and I don't need to understand everything I like. Do you get? Does it make sense?
It makes sense, but let's not forget that when you are dealing with so many people that are not interested in trying to understand the statement, they are going to always feel victim. When things the way they should be done are being done, they will feel victim. That's my concern, because in your own case, you still went further to try to understand. And there are some people, once it doesn't favor them, they don't want to understand. They want to believe it's bad, it's not good, it's this. And it is high time we start removing sympathy from whatever we are doing. We must be factual. We must be hit the nail on the head. Whoever that feels like he likes it, let him like it. Whoever that doesn't feel like doesn't like it, let him not like it. But the most major thing is to do things the right way. And doing things the right way does not favor everybody. If I'm representing Yoruba, if I'm representing a constituency, it must be Yoruba for. It is like that everywhere. In fact, we had a politician that said that in South Africa, that if there is one life support machine and there is a South African and there is a foreigner, I'm taking the foreigner off and I'm putting a South Africa off. South Africa on. People are saying, why
Wow.
would you say something like that? He said, the South African put me here to represent. He said it openly. And
Wow.
people shut up about it.
He
And
has a
those are
point, sir.
he has a point, and people were like, what he said, he shouldn't have said that. But people were also asking, is he lying? He's saying the truth. If your health system is good in your own country, why are you jumping river to come to South Africa for medical facilities when your countries are doing nothing about it and you're not even challenging you know? And it's making sense from what he said, because right now people are also now asking questions in all those places that is not being run properly. So it is high
Thank
time
you
we,
very much.
we have to be factual, say it the way it is, so that we can start making progress, not bending things anyhow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, people
Thank
are
you
feeling
very
entitled
much.
these days.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Sanjay. I've always seen you here. I didn't know that our lecturer, Aloambi. Thank you for that submission. We're about to close. We'll be here. I was going to say tomorrow. Tomorrow, possibly, if I'm going to come, I'll write it in the Telegram channel. But Monday to Friday, that is sure. If I come tomorrow, maybe we just want to come and chill and all of that. But I think I have a meeting. If I finish early, then I might come. Oh, it went down. Everyday age. Did you come here to? You want to debate? No, Ekesin Darking, I can't debate you. You are too much. See, Omeji Loke. Omeji Loke. You are too much for me. I don't want to debate you. You are too knowledgeable. Let me not. Let me not debate you, because if you now come and debate me now, and now begin. So you win. You win. You win. See, I carry my two hands up like you don't. In fact, you don't win, sir. Before you even fought, you won. So don't worry about it. I don't mind. I don't mind you winning. The remaining thing, to all problem may say, I should go and follow Yoru. You know, there are people that you speak to and you feel like you're losing brain cells. So, in fact, if that makes you win, you have won. I don't want to lose any brain cells. I mean, nah. Thank you very much. I would, I'll pass. Thanks to everyone who has part of this conversation. I really appreciate you. And Ekesin too, the winner, you are appreciated. You get your medal later. But please read. I'm begging you. Please read. Mm? And and if you, I mean, you may be busy, to be honest. You're busy with work. A lot of us here are very busy with work. You have to do other things. So I say, you know what, I'm going to read for you. Let me read in your hearing. You hear different books, I'll read it. I'll read them. And as I read them, at least you also get to know it. So even if you don't have the time, because I know a lot of people here, you're very busy, right? And you can't make out much time. I'll still ask you to find some time in the week, Sha. Just even if it's just 20 minutes or 10 minutes. But while you are trying to find that time, while you're working, you can listen to us read these things. Then you can make up your mind based on the information available to you. That's all I ask. But to now be saying you want to debate me with the kind of mind that you have, Bible says iron sharpeneth iron. Imagine what's going to happen if iron go and eat igi. If iron is eating wood. Let me not waste my. Let me not dull myself. Literally. All right. Here's the Nigerian anthem, and I'll play the Yoruba anthem. Thank you for being here today. Thanks to all our gifters, all the speakers, everyone in the comment section, the team members. Thank you very much for making this happen. I'll see you again definitely on Monday. I might see you tomorrow, and if I'm able to finish my meeting early enough, I'll come around. It could be in the evening, who knows? But I'll write it. I'll put it in the Telegram channel beforehand. All right. Thanks everyone for a wonderful session. Here is the Nigerian anthem. In brotherhood we stand, Nigerians home and proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peaceful battle honor, and this we count as gain. And unto our children, abandoned without stain. O God, O creation, and this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed. Tẹ̀síwájú ọ̀pọ̀ ire àtò tó dára. Ọmọ òde bọ̀ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ̀. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ gbogbo adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀, ògo Pan-African tí Ọlábọ̀dé ń sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan. Àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀. Thank you very much for a wonderful session today. I appreciate your presence here. Thanks for your support. I'll see you again on Monday, 1 p.m. Ife time, West African time. If I'm going to come up tomorrow, I will write it in our Telegram channel. If you want to join, please click on the link in my bio or send me a message in the DMs, right? Have a wonderful evening. God bless you.
Thank you very much for having us.
Sanjay Eshio. Thank you, sir.